welcome to my channel, Andra Makes. I have a pattern review for you today. I'm going to be reviewing Simplicity 8751. I'll be going over the pattern envelope with you, showing you the pattern pieces, showing you the garment up close on a hanger, inserting pictures of me wearing it, and inserting footage of me trying it on for you. If you saw my Simplicity recap video on Tuesday, I showed a sneak peek of this, but today I'm going to be going into a lot more detail about it. And if you have made this pattern, let me know, and if you think you'd like to make it after watching this video, let me know. Spoiler alert, I love it, highly recommend it. Like I said in my recap video, it doesn't have any hanger appeal at all, but it is a fabulous basic pattern, and it is pretty shapeless without a belt. And then on the options on the pattern, you also can add an elastic drawstring waist if you'd like. So if you like a little bit more shaping, I definitely recommend either of those two options. Otherwise it just hangs straight down. There's no shaping or darts or anything like that. And if you have any questions about the pattern that I didn't cover, leave those in the comments and I will answer as best I can. So let's go over the pattern envelope. Oh, before we do that, I forgot to say this pattern was given to me by my buddy Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. I'll put a link to her channel in the description box. Thank you, Jen. I love this pattern. Okay, now let's go over the envelope, and I'll put it up on the screen here so you can see as I'm talking about it. It's really neat. It's a hacking pattern, as you can see on the envelope, and the base pattern is the actual dress, and you have length options, as you can see there. You have sleeve length options, and the sleeves are really neat. You can do a long sleeve, which is what I did. You can do a flutter sleeve, and you can also do what they're calling an origami sleeve, which I think sounds really cool. I may look into that if I make another one. And then you have the option of patch pockets on the front. And one thing I found interesting is there's no option for side seam pockets, which I thought was odd, but I prefer to have pockets in my garments, so I did add side seam pockets. I just used a pocket pattern piece from another pattern I had and put the side seam pockets in. And then you can do a mini length, they're calling it, and then there's also an option for the elasticized drawstring waist, and then they have that tie belt option, and you can use either faux leather or faux suede for that belt. That would be really cool. I didn't make that actual belt, I just made a self-drafted tie belt, and I'll show you that as well. But a lot of great options for that pattern. And now we'll go over the sizing and fabric requirements and all that. The size range goes from an extra small to an extra large. That covers a bust of 29.5 inches to 48 inches, a waist of 22 inches to 41.5 inches, and hips of 31.5 inches to 50 inches. Before I forget, I made the straight size medium, no alterations or changes or anything like that. That's what I usually make in Big 4. And the finished bust measurement covers 37 inches to 58 inches. And then the fabric types, you can use batiks, challis, chambray, cotton types, linen types, micro suede, or shirtings. And then the notions you'll need are one package of 1/2 inch wide single fold bias tape. That is to finish the neckline. I did not do that. I just folded mine under and top stitched it. And then if you're using the drawstring option, you'll need 4 1/8 yard of 2 inch wide ribbon. And then the yardage requirements, depending on the length you make, and they do this differently on the pattern envelope. They just give you the yardage for the basic dress pattern, and then they give you separate yardage for different sleeves that you're going to make. And for just the dress portion, the yardage you'll need goes from 2 1/4 to 2 5/8, depending on the size you're making and which length you're making. And then if you make the long sleeves, you'll need 3/4 yard of fabric. If you're making the short sleeves, you'll need 1/2 yard of fabric. If you're making the flutter sleeve, you'll need 5/8 yard. If you're making the sleeve with the pleat or the origami sleeve, you'll need 5/8 yard. If you're making the lower band around the bottom, you'll need 1/2 yard. And if you make the belt as shown on the pattern, you'll need 1 1/8 yard. And I'm going to show you the pattern pieces. I only used 3 pattern pieces. You cannot beat that. This is the front pattern piece, and you cut one of these on the fold. This is the back pattern piece, and you cut one of these on the fold. And then this is the sleeve pattern piece for the long sleeve, and you'll cut 2 of these mirror image. Okay, now I'm going to show you my dress, and the fabric I used I got from a thrift store, and it's a velvety, velour-y, sort of maybe micro fleecy fabric. I'm really not sure what it is, but I love it. So here is my dress. Here it is, in this very pretty, what would you call this, maybe bright navy color. And there is the neckline, and like I said, I just turned mine under and top stitched it. I'll get in close so you can see the fabric a little bit better. I don't know if you can see the texture there on it. And then here are the long sleeves. It is a very basic dress, like I said, with not the best hanger appeal, but it looks so pretty on. So a great blank slate for sure. And then here is the belt I made, and I just used every bit of fabric I had for this dress, and then what I had left over determined the width and length of the self-tie belt I made. And I like a wider belt, and thankfully I had enough fabric to make it. So now here are the pictures of me wearing it, and also footage of me trying it on. Okay, here it is on. You can see that pretty neckline, and then the sleeves, and the belt, and the pockets. Then I'll turn around. And now I'll get up on the steps so you can see the entire thing. Here it is with my high-heeled boots on. It hits just above the knee. You can see there's the pockets again. And then the belt. And here's the back. So I hope you enjoyed that pattern review and found it helpful. If you make this dress and you're on Instagram, tag me when you make it. I would love to see it. If you make it and you're not on Instagram, let me know in the comments that you made it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.